Good morning, traders. This is McBillion. Today is May 12, 2015. Let's talk about the market. Let's start with Apple. Apple, as you can see here, looks more bearish than bullish, but ADX is very low, meaning this bear is very weak. Now, look at something. This trend line right here is very strong. This is a multi-year trend line that I think if Apple goes to these levels, which is Fibonacci support also 120, this thing is going to bounce hard, and that could be a nice trade to go long. You can use this also this trend line or this Fibonacci 120 as your stop. Very simple trade, high probability. Now let's talk about another one. Let's talk about AXL. So you can see here it's trending inside this channel, but it's at the top. I don't like it right here to go long. I would prefer to go short because this thing looks like it's gonna go to 21 and probably 19, the bottom of this uptrend channel. So keep it in your list for short, not for long. It's at the top. You never buy right here. You buy when it's at the bottom on a trend support. Now let's talk about BABA. BABA, as you can see here, it bounced after nice report, but 90 is a very hard resistance level, and there's this gap to fill. I'm holding the stock on this one because I think this will close this gap and continue, but it needs time to consolidate. You can see here it's holding inside this candle. That was last week's candle. It's inside this candle because all the other candles are inside. Let me zoom this out so I can explain it better to you. You see it's all inside. So you can trade. This is a very simple trade. You can, this is the support and this is the resistance. So because the resistance is very near the Fibonacci 89.73, I will use the 90 level at the resistance. If you break out 90, go long, and the target is 98. Very simple trade. Now let's talk about DIA. Let me show you this. What do you see right here? What do you see? The breakout, but what happened? The next day didn't confirm. So what happened on this? If tomorrow it opens below today's or yesterday lows, 11, this thing can fail really hard and go again to the 177 support. Every time you see something that fails, it moves fast the other way because people get nervous. Everybody that enters here say, wait a minute, this thing didn't continue, get out, and boom, it goes again. So 177 is the main support, and I don't like it. I think if it breaks down tomorrow and opens below 180, I see you 177 in a rush. Now let's talk about another one. Let's talk about Facebook. It looks like Apple is getting close to this support. It's not as strong support like Apple because it start this trend line. There was in October, so it is a little strong. So let's see if we can bounce from here and continue high. But as right now, it looks bullish in price action, but DMI is bearish and strong. So that's something that I don't like. It's not like Apple, like it's bearish in DMI, but ADX is low, meaning the bears are weak. On this one, the bears are strong. So we might break down this trend line right here and probably test 70 would be a nice level to enter on Facebook. I also have Facebook in my long-term portfolio. I think this is one of those stocks that is gonna finish around 100 at the end of the year. Now let's talk about another one. Let's talk about, let's talk about Gill. Gill, as you can see here, is another one to put in watch list. It break out, but it's moving sideways. We have this one in our long-term portfolio. I like Gill, Galilea Sciences, and I think it's gonna break out right here. I think it's getting close to the apex. So as soon as it get more close to the apex around this level, this thing I think is gonna fly very nicely. Also, no, you have to be open mind. If you break down, you break down. You can trade this one short, and the level of support is 88. Now let's talk about another one. Let's talk about IWM. We have puts in IWM. What happens today? Let me zoom this out. Today, it went almost to the 50 simple moving average and it went down. It failed. It fell right here. Now it's about the 5 simple moving average, but look at this. DMI is bearish and strong. So it looks like it failed the 50 and it failed to retake the trend line that it was broken last week. So be very careful here. This trade is still valid because it's high probability that we're gonna go and retest the 120 and probably break down this time. Now let's talk about Rade. This is another one that I like to trade sometimes because it moves very nicely. It's a nice momentum stock. You can see here the double top. This is no doubt, this is a double top. So I wouldn't like to enter long in here in this double top. No, no, no. Because I think it's gonna start moving down and test the $6.72. So this is one of those that you need to be careful because when it moves to the momentum to the upside, it's nicely, but when it goes down, it also goes down very fast. So I think it's gonna go down and test the 672 levels. DMI is bearish, but ADX is very low. So there is nothing to do right here. Just wait for a nice entry around $6.72. Now let's talk about another one. Let's talk about the spider. The spider, as you can see here, we have a short position in the spider. It looks like it failed right here. My stop is the $200.12 and 50 cents. 212.50 cents. That's my stop right here. If we break out that level, we have to get out because this thing is gonna go to 217, 218. Now DMI is bearish, but ADX was trending, not trending anymore. Every time it goes up, ADX doesn't trend, meaning there is no money when it goes up. There is no money, or there's a few buyers. It's only a few buyers moving the ADX, so that's not strong. When you see the ADX is trending, it means there's a lot of buyers with a lot of money, and that's the only people, the only power that moves the ADX. So I'm thinking that we're gonna test the 204 level soon, probably this week, Thursday, or we're gonna go to 197 before June. Now let's talk about the last one. Let's talk about SanDisk. SanDisk, what do you see here? A strong downtrend. You see this is very strong downtrend. You have to be careful there. So every time it goes down, up, down. So I'm thinking that it's moving sideways right here again. If it goes right here to this trend line, what are you gonna do? You're gonna buy long? No, you're gonna go short because it's gonna move down. So be careful with this one. Right now there's no trade. It's just wait because you're not gonna enter here because you don't know where it's going. You probably start moving up right here and test the resistance, or it's probably gonna start moving down right here and test the $60. So I don't like to enter right here because it's no high probability and ADX is very low. I don't like it right here. But look this trend line to enter short when it tests the trend line. And now let's talk about the last one. I have to put this one because it was a request by a trader in our group. It's a UCO. It's a ProShares Ultra Bloomberg crude oil. I talked about this one last week, or I think 2 weeks ago. And the level that I was watching, it was $10. But it failed. It failed, and I didn't enter in this one because it failed. It break out right here. That was on May 5th. Next day, May 6th, it confirmed the breakout. This is strong resistance. But the next day, boom, down. So I'm thinking this is moving sideways right here, but it looks more bearish than bullish. The EMI looks bullish. But always be careful that price is king. I don't care about DMI, MACD, RSI, whatever you're using. Price is king. If you feel a fail out right here, this thing can go and cross over and get really bearish and test the $6. So that's what you need to do when you're trading. Always follow price. Okay, traders, if you have any questions, please send me an email if you want to meet with me online so I can train you. send me an email, send me a text, call me. We can set up a day. I can sit down with you and I can train you. This is everything for today. Trade on.